And now, Giant Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
We're talking Giants every day. From McCovey Cove to the Oracle Park lights, Eric and Glenn keep the fire burning bright, fighting for the glory, no matter what it costs us, breaking down the moments from the wins to the losses. Giant Sports Talk, we're here for the ride. Eric and Glenn with the fan base pride, talking dreams, will they contend? But we'll back the Giants till the very end. Let's go, Giants! Yes, yes, yes! Oh! Eric and Glenn breaking it down, all Giants all the time.
All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Giant Sports Talk Live here, post-game game 2, San Francisco Giants versus the Miami Marlins, and the Giants come out on top today. Lou, it was looking a little weird, man. I was getting concerned. We had another base running gaffe by the same individual in Casey Schmitt, but you know what? Like they said on Dumb and Dumber, right? He totally redeemed himself by putting the Giants ahead with that 2-run shot, made the Giants go up 3-1. So, hey, you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it, man. But again, hey, the Giants went out there and they hit the long ball. Lou, how about that? The ballpark is not a problem. It's just you got to be able to do something with the pitch that's given. Casey Schmitt did. Drew Gilbert did. And then late in the game, Heliot Ramos, opposite field to right field. That's not easy to do. And you know this with the history of the ballpark. Seeing home runs going oppo in Oracle Park for a right-handed batter is not an easy thing. But Ray, man, he was not sharp, but he limited the damage. He only, with all that craziness, I mean, he threw like 100 pitches in 5 innings. He only allowed 1 run. I tell you what, and I'll give credit to the Miami Marlins, and I'll kick it to you, Lou. They work a count. They don't make it easy for starting pitchers. It's like before you know it, there's 20 pitches that's already been thrown, and there's maybe 1 out. I mean, I'll tell you, I'll give credit to the Miami Marlins. They're not easy. They don't go down without a fight. So, again, it was nice to see a win. Right now, series is 1-1.
Yeah, I think you bring up a great point. I think the first inning was 34 pitches, and Miami made them work. But, you know, they've been doing that all season. That's something the Giants should take note from this series, no matter what happens tomorrow. I mean, they did get Perez out of there 5 1/3, so he did make it to the 6th inning, but it was more of a struggle with Ray. And, you know, it was one of those things where they're not going to swing at bad pitches. They're going to make you work. And then once you make a mistake, like they did last night, that's when they hit you. So it's one of those things. You know, I thought today were a couple things. And, you know, I think we're going to talk about the win, but I just have a couple questions. You know, Eric, I don't know if you want to do a poll. One is, first of all, it was Brandon Belt's day. When you think of the Giants winning 10, 12, and 14 and all those things, is Brandon Belt one of the top 5 guys that you really think about? So my question is, are we just desperate because we've done so much? Why did we have a Brandon Belt day? And what I mean by that is, you know, of course, he hit a great homer in the 18th, but it wasn't like to win it. It was just the game 1 of the playoffs. But why did we make such a special day for him? And this is also a guy that made himself the captain by basically putting a C on. It wasn't he earned it. So that's my one question. Number 2 is, you talked about it early, is Casey again, what's sort of amazing, it was the exact same goddamn play as last night. The exact same base.
There's no reason around second base.
Nothing, for no reason.
Yeah.
You know, so this is now twice in a row. Last night, they didn't sit down and talk to him. One of the coaches did, but Tony V didn't move. Same thing today. He was just sort of sitting there. I don't know if mentally he's just blocked because he's not used to playing every day, but that's uncalled for. This is the pros.
Can't do that.
You know, I know he came back.
It cost the Giants a run. It did. It cost the Giants.
Did it
a
last
run.
night almost. So something has to be done, because if they're not going to do anything, it's the same as last year when Ramos made all his bonehead moves. I know today it wasn't really big and they won. Yeah, he came back with his home run. But during the season, it's going to lead to a couple losses, right? Because we've said the whole time, this team is not deep. We need him to play mentally, no errors, no nothing. And yeah, today, the last couple innings, they were having fun. You know, they talked about Ramos when he went to right. Just his trot was fun, which is great. But it's only one game. But, you know, we've now had the same situation happen twice. To me, that's where you got to at least sit him down. Again, I know he came back and hit the homer, but you got to show him, hey, we have rules here. If you're not going to play like a major leaguer, then you're going to ride the pine. So I just wanted to make sure those two things came out. That's my little negative to start. But I thought what Ray did, sort of like a lot of the starters, is they battled. He battled today, and he survived. And I think, you know, Ray basically kept him in the game. And that's really all you can ask right now, because as we've been talking about, our starters have been a mystery. You know, we talk about Root being good, but, you know, the same thing happened to Webb. Yesterday was a disaster. So, you know what? You're going to take it. I thought it was at least a quality start, which we'll take from Ray, but that's sort of what we expect from him. And he gave us a chance to win. And, you know, the other thing, too, is what the Giants did late last night and today. And the best part about this 2 games, they've gotten to the pen. And as you can tell, I think the Marlins' strength is their starters. But once you get to the pen, things can happen. And I thought that was today. And then when you really look at the 3 guys that really came through, not the big 4. I don't consider any of these guys the big 4. Casey got the homer, right? But you also got to give Gilbert, who, you know, I criticized last night. They didn't DH, but that was a huge homer.
That was a huge homer.
You know, it really took it really took Perez out of it. Like, oh, my God, that guy hit it. So I'm going to give him credit. And then, of course, Ramos at the end. So these are 3 guys, but we still need the big 4 to show up. You know, I saw a thing today. Adames now is down to 207, and I think he's 1 for his last 27. I don't know if that's right, but that's pretty bad. Devers, again, couldn't come through. He's down to 213. So for this team to be consistent, and again, the one other thing, and then I'll get back to you, Eric, is we can only have Arias get 2 for 5 every game, okay? But Arias is even going to go in a slump once in a while, right? It has to. I mean, the guy just can't be 2 for 4, 2 for 5 every game. That's where it's been sort of holding the offense together, but we need other guys to participate. And our team, like I said, we need 1 through 9, because when we go 1 through 9 and everyone gets a hit, we're all happy. We put big numbers up. Today we put up 6, which is great, but let's make sure we do that tomorrow. And
yeah, absolutely. Look, man, you got to go out there and you got to win series. And you had some guys you talked about it weren't the big 4, but they contributed. Right? Ramos is starting to swing a good bat. Look, Jung-Hoo Lee. My goodness, man. This guy, I don't know what he has done, but don't stop. Don't stop. And there's something I want to talk about too. You know what? Let's get to the numbers and then we'll talk about it. All right.
Yeah. And I think one good thing about Lee, he's hitting the ball everywhere. He's not trying to pull everything.
Yes.
It's a big key.
Put it on the board. Yes. All right. Here, let's get to the tail of the tape and we'll get into it.
And now, today's Giants in Review on Giants Sports Talk Live.
High drive
Got him.
All right, here we go. Giants win. They beat the Miami Marlins 6-2. Giants are now 12-15. Miami is 13-14. Miami scored 2 runs only on 6 hits. Giants, another double-digit hit day. How about that? This time, they were actually able to get 6 runs rather than just 3. They also had that one error. Again, Patrick Bailey winging it towards the end of the game. Well, at the end of the game. Gage gets the win. Perez gets the loss. And, let's take a look at the tail of the tape here. Adames leading off again was 0-4. Arise, imagine that. A 2-hit game, Blue. Imagine that. Also with an RBI. How about that? Chapman with a hit and 2 walks. He was on base 3 times. Devers was 0-4 with 1 strikeout. Schmitt was 2 for 3, had a nice game. Unfortunately, that first hit he had was a double, and he, for some reason, rounded up. He should have just been happy he got the second base, and it just sort of stopped there. Why he tried to round the base at that particular time didn't make too much sense, but whatever. He made up for it later in the game and was able to hit a 2-run shot. Look, come on, I'm not gonna shit on that, man. You put the Giants up 3-1 at that point. Lee, another multi-hit game. His average has slowly come in. Look at that, 2 hits in 3 at-bats. Ramos with another good day. He had 2 hits with 4 at-bats, one of them being a big fly opposite field. And then Gilbert and Bailey each with a hit each. With Gilbert, again, he hit a line shot to right field, and that was nice to see that young kid. He's putting together some good at-bats. I'll give him credit, man. I like what the young Drew Gilbert is doing so far. Come on, let's go. I'll take it. 3 for 11 with runners in scoring position. Again, that could be better, but we say it all the time. You score 6 runs. I guess it really doesn't matter at that time. Ray, again, you said he battled, right? And that is a fact. He went 5 innings. How many? Hold on. Where is it at? Did he get? I know he got over 100, right? Where was Ray? No, 97. He went 5 innings and threw 97 pitches. Gave up 4 hits, 3 walks. Again, the walks, man. He's been doing that a lot. Same thing with Webb. They got to get that under control, man. They're a little bit wild, if you want to say, where they're allowing a lot of walks. Had 4 strikeouts, but again, only allowed that 1 earned run. And then look, bullpen was lights out. Look, I'm not putting that run on Walker. Look, it's not an earned run because it was an error, but they came up and only gave up 2 hits. In with 4 innings of bullpen. I mean, come on, man. That's getting it done, dude. That's getting it done. And I'm look, how many times have I said, and a lot of people have said it, the bullpen was going to be a weakness. Right now, it's not. Where's it going to be in a couple of months? Who the hell knows? I mean, we don't. But I tell you what, bullpen is getting it done. And I'll take it every day, especially when it gets into these close games. It's like, come on, you got to go out there and you got to lock it down, considering, the bullpen 2 games in a row, they had to come in, yesterday they had to take 5. Today they had to take 4 innings. So they're having to work. The workload is up, but we hope that there's going to be some outings out here to where, hey, give a rest to some of these guys. Maybe Landon Root tomorrow. Maybe he could go 7. That would be nice. Logan Webb. I would like to see a Logan Webb start. And what I mean by that, go 7 innings. He did go 7 innings against the Dodgers. That's fine, right? That was great. It did give the bullpen a rest, but you want to help out your guys if you can. And when you're scoring a bunch of runs, especially late in the game, and look, we had an offensive explosion today, and that's good to see because Lou, the last couple of games, it really hasn't exactly shown up. The last game against the Dodgers and that first game against Miami last night. So it was nice to see. I'm going to ask you something.
Sure.
The lineup. Let me give you, and I want to hear what you say. Right now, what I would say about the lineup, I ain't messing with it. I'm not. Because if it, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I know there's a lot of people that probably want Lee or Arise leading off. No, they're doing fine where they're at right now. They're doing fine where they're at. I would not mess with the lineup, not at this time. Unless something just is totally out of whack, but I would not change the lineup. Lee is having success in that 6 hole. Arise is having success in the 2 hole. I would not at this time, I would not go out there and mess with that, the lineup. I wouldn't.
Yeah. Eric, 2 things. First of all, before I forget, I want to bring up something, and then I want to talk about the lineup. I think the big problem with the Giants, because I noticed it when Lee did that horrible slide, the octopus pretzel. Then you had twice, and then I also believe last night, Gilbert almost hurt himself rounding third, and he winded up scoring late. The biggest problem with the Giants is they're not looking at the third base coach. I don't understand it. Growing up, you have a rule When you're surrounding second, you don't watch the play behind you. You watch the third base coach. That's why he's there. And I really think they're not even acknowledging him, because these plays wouldn't happen if they were looking at him. None of these plays would happen. Rounding third where you're at home by 40 feet. Come on, guys. So we got to get back to basics on that. The thing you bring up about the lineup, you don't want to change it. People don't realize people are hitting where they're at right now for a reason. Arias is not going to get his graded pitches if he leads off. He's not going to be able to do his thing because he's a great 2, maybe 5 hitter. You put him in the starting, everything changes. Okay. You go to Lee. Lee's batting 6 right now. It's perfect. He's not going to be hitting as consistent if we move him up to leadoff. It's sort of the things where you got to know your roles and then you stick with it. The other thing is we've criticized probably for the last 2 years the lineup. Oh my God. Batting first, second, third, fourth. Keep it where it's at. Okay. The only way you can change the lineup is maybe give a guy a day off, right? Or maybe instead of Adames is leading off, whoever's replacing him would do it. But you don't want to change it. You got to put something more consistency, and people need to know their roles. It's the same thing with the bullpen. One thing that made the Giants great a decade ago was everyone knew their roles. You knew who was in the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. They're trying to do the bullpen now. The starters, of course, have their roles, but we got to keep the lineup as it is. You notice Ramos got sat down for 2 days. Mentally had to get himself right. He's now batting 7th. Okay. He's doing great there. It's a lot different batting 7th than batting 3rd, where you realize maybe Devers, oh my God, he's not coming through. So you almost tried too hard. So I completely agree, Eric. Keep the lineup where it's at. The only thing I would say is a lot of these guys haven't really had a day off. I know we have Monday off, but I think you got to do something different. Give these guys occasionally a day off, because say you give somebody a day off tomorrow, they're actually going to be off Monday. They're getting 2 days off. It was like last night, I didn't see Bailey even doing batting practice or anything. They gave him the day off. He was a lot more effective. He did get a hit today. That's what they need. These guys are human. And, when you're under a lot of pressure and you're going to be playing all these games constantly, it's amazing if you just take 1 day off, what it does mentally.
It does. It regenerates them. There's no doubt. Just look at today, which was a nice move. You kept Chapman's bat in the lineup, but you gave him a rest by having him DH. I'm okay with that.
Yep.
And I think they should do that a little bit more often. I think maybe Willie Adames, maybe do that with the Willie tomorrow. Make him DH and have Casey Schmitt move over to shortstop. Or
that's why you have those utility guys that can play more than one position.
Right. Because sometimes maybe they just need to take a day to get off their legs, but they could go out there and still swing the bat. I like that. There's nothing wrong with that. And again, how many times did we see over the last year? Remember, was it last year? Lee would be awesome, right? He'd be low in the lineup. He'd be doing awesome. They move him up to the top to lead off, and then all of a sudden the bottom falls off, and he isn't doing nothing. Then they move him again. He batted in every single position in the lineup
except 9th. I mean, it was amazing.
All right, let me get to Wasteland. What's up? Wasteland, he's got a birthday today, and the Giants got him a win. Way to go, dude. I tell you what, you brought some of your birthday mojo to the Giants, because look, they turned it on late in the game. We'll talk more about it, but I tell you what, Wasteland, I don't know if you're of age, but if you are, hey, we got a place for you to go visit. is up? There we go. Proud sponsors of Giants Sport Talk Live, Tommy's Mexican Restaurant. Again, hey, Wasted, if you do go visit Tommy Margame, moderation, my friend. Always moderation. But go out there, get yourself a world famous margarita, and then enjoy that food.
Eric, what are these things? And I know we'll show them later. We have a personal friend that works there that really enjoys Giant Sports Talk Live. So when you go there, ask for the
Let's hear from him
specifically. All right, let's do it.
Let's hear from that gentleman. Why not? Let's do it.
Hey, it's Henry for Tommy's, and we are so glad to have Giant Sports Talk Live as part of Tommy's family. We're so proud to be their major sponsor, and hey, please come to have a cocktail with us and go Giants.
There you go. There he is, Enrique, the bartender, right, Lou?
Yeah, he's the best.
I tell you what, man, he's awesome. We got a chance to see him at the game of all places. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. Real quick,
a lot of the games on Monday and Tuesday, so he's there. He's a fan,
does he?
And he's a fan of us. Yeah, so
perfect. Yeah, those are their days off, right? Mondays and Tuesdays.
Correct.
There you go. We'll get into this. Justin, our good friend from Massachusetts, we saw that in the chat right when we were starting the show. The Boston Red Sox have fired Alex Cora. How about that? Alex, right? I think that's his first name. Oh my goodness. So that's interesting. LA. Oh no, I love this. Look at this. An LA Giants fan. I love it, dude. That can't be easy for you, man. It can't be easy for you. Said Red Sox also fired a bunch of their coaches or their people. Yeah, there you go. Interesting, man. That's early, man. We're not even in May yet, and we got people getting fired, dude. This is
Eric,
this is no joke.
The season started the Giants and Yankees on March 24th. It's now April 25th.
Yeah.
And you already had a coach and his coaches getting fired. That's how big baseball is. That's something where, again, Boston, if you guys see their stats in the last 8 years, they have finished last twice, but they've won it twice. But, Boston is that type of market where it's like, hey, they need to do this now. They need this now because you still have a whole season. And Boston thinks with their quality and everything, they got a chance. But it's a huge move a month into the season. You don't see that too often.
It's a huge dude. Look, Armand, he goes, you might see Alex Cora and the fired staff at Tommy's. Great play. Armand, fantastic. Great play. Look at who they cleaned house, dude. They cleaned house. We'll get into this more. Manager Alex Cora, the hitting coach Peter Fatsi, bench coach Ramon Vasquez, assistant hitting coach Dylan Lawson, third base coach Kyle Hudson, hitting strategy coach Joe Cronin. Wow, did they raise him from the dead? Game planning coach Jason Varitek will be reassigned to a new role. Man, who the hell's the manager?
Yeah,
if they got rid of the bench coach. This is
Eric.
crazy.
Do you think it's more than just Boston? These guys have been caught doing something. Could there be something that? I mean, obviously, when you bench that many people, it's just not about wins and losses. So, pretty crazy stuff. Yeah.
And there you go. Varitek may be the manager. Maybe that's his new role. That's cleaning house, man. But hey, look how their season started, man. I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility, but we'll just say the Boston Red Sox aren't messing around.
And Eric, the crazy thing, this happens. And again, I don't know the timeline, but I assume it was before the game. They won 17-1.
They blew them out. They had a 10-run ninth inning.
Yeah.
I mean, that was nuts. Whatever. I mean, it is what it is. We'll talk a little bit more about it, but I want to get back more to the Giants.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as because we were talking about the lineup. Look, they're getting it. There's games where the entire lineup doesn't do anything. And no matter how you arrange the lineup, you would have had the same result. So it's nice to see the guys come out and produce. Look, it's, again, the great Axl Rose. I told you about this in the green room. The great Axl Rose had a fantastic song that he wrote. Can anyone guess the song that Guns N' Roses wrote that falls exactly in line with a baseball season? Let's see. I want to see. Let's see who gets this, Lou. Maybe. Let me see. I might have something to give away. I might have something to give away. Let's see who's the first person that can tell me what song Guns N' Roses have that fits perfectly in following a baseball season.
Eric, you got to remember, a lot of the chat don't even know who GNR is.
No, they probably don't. Not Mr. Brownstone. Come on, man. Come on. Not Welcome to the Jungle. Come on. Oh, Giants fan. There you go. He won. He won. You know what? Hold on. I'll be right back.
Of course, it starts with the whistle. A little patience. A little patience. Let's see. I don't know what the win is. There you go.
Tell you what. I got a couple of extra of these. Baseball from 3,000 miles away from, where is it at? There he is. Gary Mintz.
There you go.
He runs the New York Giants Preservation Society. He gave me a couple of extra books to give away. And you know what? Giants fans, send an email to giantssportstalklive@gmail.com, and I will send out that book to you. That's there you go.
I assume Giants fan is from the Great Fresno area with a 559.
5'9", yeah.
And I think it's ironic that a Giants fan is receiving a book from a Giants fan about being a Giants fan.
How about that? There you go. And can you guys understand what I'm trying to say, though? You got to have patience. You have to. In a baseball season, you got to have patience. You have to. And you know what? Hold on. Let me see something. And there you go. He even has the inscription in it. It's hard to see. There you go. There you go. You got a little inscription in there too, Giants fan. So again, thanks to Gary from the New York Giants Preservation Society. He's a good friend. And it's been a pleasure to get to know him and talk some baseball. It's awesome. Look, I can't ask for anything better. There's some great people that I've met over there. But there you go. Giants fan, again, send your information, giantsportstalklive@gmail.com, and I'll get it sent out to you. So, but back to my point, right? You got to have patience, right, Lou? Because just
this season has been a struggle. We're getting gray hair. We're having fun doing this. We've only done 27 games. We have 135 more. So
right, that's what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
we've only done 16%. So it's it's a long haul. And I think, Eric has brought this up. Guys, you got to relax. It's only the first month. I mean, we could be in worse situations. We could be in what Boston's going through right now.
Yeah.
But I think what's most important is, Eric says, let's get the win tomorrow. And then we win another series, because our next couple of games going on the road, Philly's going to wake up eventually. Hopefully it's after we get in there and try to win the series. But, I thought today was good, because I think one of these things about this team is we win as a team, we lose as a team. We're not good enough where, it's going to come our way just from us stepping on the field. So we got to really cut down on these mistakes, because eventually it's going to really hurt. And most importantly is, it was good to see at the very end of this the games today, you actually saw smiles. You haven't really seen that. Even when we beat the Dodgers at the end of the game, we did, but everyone was so, my God, we're only up 3-0. We know the Dodgers are going to come back. And, we just need to have a few laughers on our end. And today was sort of a laugher. So I think it's key.
Yeah. Today, you sometimes you got to have that. It's good for the baseball soul to go out there and be able to kind of put a stomp on your opposing team, considering last night they stomped us. So when you could turn it around and stomp back on them, well, then, hey, look, everything's going to be okay. You just got to have a little bit of, quote unquote, patience.
Or a good whistle to begin the song.
Or a fantastic whistle. Exactly. The whistling skills on that song is actually pretty damn good. I don't know if that's him doing it, but in the video it shows him doing it. I don't know if it's him or not. But I tell you what, and to your point, you win and lose as a team. Look, when other guys aren't stepping up, you got other guys that are. And that's what it's about being on a team. It's not a bunch of freaking, and look, it's a, I don't want to say it's a corny or cliche type of thing. But you hear about, you don't win as individuals. You gotta be a team to be able to go out there and win. So you pick your guys up And whether it's your the guy ahead of you or behind you when you're batting, or whether it's a bullpen arm coming in and relieving for a starter, whatever, it's about picking each other up and then doing what you can to try to get that win, because that win is a team win. It's not one person saying, "Ha." Look, are there moments where people walk it off? Yeah, okay, I get it. But you're still winning as a team, because you would have had to pitch the ball, you would have had to catch the ball, and you would have had to hit the ball to get those wins. Let me see. Oh, we're talking trade. Are people already talking trades? Ooh, you're talking about with the Red Sox? Who knows? I don't know if they're going to do that. I mean, I don't know if that's it. Maybe they think that their problem is the coaching. I don't know. And the game planning. Your guess is as good as mine. I mean,
and it's not too often when you make a huge trade with a team, you're going to do it again next year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I mean, guys, we just made a huge trade with them, literally 13 months ago.
Almost a year ago.
So yeah. So it's not going to happen. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Yeah, I don't think it is either.
Yeah,
they're just not happy. Let me see. Yeah, you got Jeff Passan talking about it. I mean, they just totally wiped out their entire coaching staff. I mean, there's not. I think the first base coach.
I've never seen that. Have you? Where they do that?
No,
that's why I think there's something other than
there's something team. Weird. Maybe.
Yeah.
Hey, Lou, good call, because maybe there is something afoot that we don't know about, because that is an awful lot. The only people who survived were the pitching, right? Hold on, let me look. Yeah, so the hitting coach, the bench coach, the game planning coach. Well, that was Veritek, but he's going to be reassigned. I think the assistant hitting coach, the third base coach. So the pitching coaches and the first base, they escaped. They escaped the carnage. I mean, that's it's. And usually when that happens, usually a team doesn't recover. Usually, right? When it's that drastic. I mean, I'm not saying they can't. Yeah, who knows? Maybe they do go on a run and do something special. But usually when it's that severe, I mean, usually it's not the making for a very good season. Ooh, I don't know. LA Giants fans, if the Giants go 500, maybe they should clean house. Who knows? I'm not going to even go there. It's just going to piss me off starting to talk, because all I can think about is the ownership, and I'm not going to even go there right now. It's not even worth it. We did it yesterday talking about that private equity crap. I'm not going to rehash that, because that's where I feel like it seems like the priority is. It just, and I'm sure it isn't, but it's the perception, right, Lou? The perception of that is just doesn't give me a good feeling. I don't know how it gives you as you've been a lifelong season ticket holder, and I don't know if that does anything for you when you see ownership doing some weird things as far as
it's very frustrating, because it's tough enough to figure out who actually makes the decisions. Last time I looked, Buster is the president of operations. It should be his call. Then below him is Mania. But I think a lot of times with the Giants, we're not really sure. We're not really sure how much pull Buster actually has. Is he just name filling in a spot? We just don't know. And I think that's what's most frustrating. Sometimes when the Giants aren't doing good, people want to get upset, but they're not really sure who to get upset to. Right now, the GOAT, of course, is Johnson. No matter what goes on.
100%.
Yeah, it's just like right now, and I'll just say one quick thing about politics. No matter what, it's Trump's fault. With the Giants, it's Johnson's fault. But literally, we just don't really know. And I think with all these recent moves, we spoke about this yesterday, maybe there's investors that want to get out. They have a profit, let me get out. We just don't know. So really to talk about it, it's sort of useless, because we just don't know. It's one of those things.
Right. And it's a good point. And, Greg didn't do himself any favors. He just hasn't done himself any favors with the comments that he's made and the decisions that they've had. He's opened the door for that criticism.
Sometimes it's better to leave it unsaid. And then we have a super chat from the Wasted Land Studios. Hey, thanks a lot. I'm unfamiliar with them, I know,
I've seen him in a chat a few times. Yeah.
But thanks. I'm glad you enjoy the show. And I think we said this last night. Like when I went to the game last night, I had 3 guys, didn't even know who they are. They all came up and says, hey, either they saw that I had a Giant Sports Talk Live sweatshirt from our meet and greet, or they just came up, maybe recognized my voice and just said, hey, I really like what you guys do. I really like the content, not our show in general, but what we talk about. Because I think too many times people are either super, super negative or they're such homers. And I think what makes our show sort of unique is there's 3 of us. I know me and Eric work good together, me and Glenn and Eric, but you get a different perspective. And as I tell people, hey, we try to talk for the fans as fans. We go to the games, we do whatever we can. So it happens.
Someone saw you on TV. He sent an email. I haven't seen the email. I'm going to have to look it up. Oh, there it is. Hold on. Let me look at this video. Oh, hold on. Let me download it. Give me a minute here. Dilated. Hold on one second. I got to look at this to see if it is you, Lou, because you were sitting in a different spot, right?
I was 3 rows behind my seats. One of the things we do here on Giant
Sports. Shit. I just saw you, Lou. You are in there. Holy crap. Hold on.
Oh, you have to put it on or send it to me. I'll have to take a look.
Look at this. It's real quick. No way. This is great, dude. This is great. You see you? Can you see? First off, is it on the damn screen? Make sure.
Oh, I see. That's my head
right. You standing right there.
Yeah.
Right here. You see?
Yeah, that looks like me.
Yeah, come on, this damn thing. Hold on.
Orange Friday.
Let me do this. Oh, come on. Damn. There it goes. Watch. You'll see you move. See, you're right there. You're getting ready to sit there. There you go. There you go.
And I had this on. So you can even see it more. That was me. I had it on.
Hey, look at that. Lou's famous, man. That's awesome.
I was at the game. I'm not making it up.
Matter of fact, is that when Haas hit this? Is that when he hit that double down the line?
The double down the line probably could have been.
Maybe. Look at that. That's awesome, dude. Dilated says, I recognize that there. That's awesome, dude. That is awesome. Thanks for sharing, Dilated.
Yeah.
Right on, dude. Oh my gosh. All right, what else we got here?
I tell you, the city's so small. You got to watch yourself.
Yeah, no, you never know, man.
Yeah.
You never know. He's talking to LA Giants fan. He goes, I definitely think Buster is focused on prospect crop. Hopefully they'll turn things around. They are, but they're already doing it. Let's be ready. Look, I talked briefly about this yesterday. Yep. The Giants are doing something with the farm. They're 100%. I mean, you got guys out there that are taking care of business. Johnny Level, you got the young kids that you got, the international prospects that are talking about supposed to be doing some great things. You're going to have the number 4 pick in the draft. Now, does that always mean it's going to lead to something? No, it doesn't mean anything. Look at the history of the first pick in the first round and see how many of them actually have hit. It's a very small amount, guys. So even though you got the 4th pick, does it mean it's going to lead to success? It doesn't. But that being said, it's still nice to have that 4th prospect and hopefully that you're going to be able to hit, because the Giants, look, they haven't been able to hit with some of these top prospects, and it's going to be nice to see. The Giants are building something, and Buster Posey is doing it. And if you looked at the trade deadline last year, you went out there and you got Blade Tidwell. You went out there and got Drew Gilbert. You got Jesus Rodriguez. So you got some young guys in there that's going to hopefully help the team. And Drew Gilbert at this particular time is helping. So Buster Posey is getting it done. But the problem is, and I'll say it again, you got to have patience, because it takes time for these young guys to come up and start contributing to the team. And I say this until I'm blue in the face. It's not like football or basketball that when you draft these guys that they're automatically up with the big club.
Yeah.
It's not like that with baseball. Yeah. There's a learning experience with that. It's one of the most difficult sports to play in all the professions, all the major professions.
I completely agree with what you're saying, because, I mean, guys, you might not know it now because maybe you don't know any of these guys, but we probably have either the 1st and 2nd or 1st and 3rd international studs who are shortstops. The problem is they're probably 3 to 4 years away. So when you think of the Giants right now, yeah, they're clogged with contracts, but once they get past them, they have a direction. And I think that's the key with the Giants. I know the biggest problem with the Giants is we want now. We want now. We want now. We want how it was 10 years ago.
Yeah, they want it now.
You can't do that. And baseball, I mean, it's a perfect example. We'll talk about Boston. They were up. Now they're down. The Giants have been more like mediocre, below 500, trying to get over. And the other thing, too, it's not that great when you're in the NL West where it seems like we're always looking up. But you guys just relax. You got to remember, before the Giants won in 10, 12, and 14, you go back to 7, 8, and 9, we weren't productive either. Same thing with the Dodgers. When the Giants won in 2012, the Dodgers finished in dead last. They had ownership problems. They had a guy that couldn't even pay payroll. It was a disaster. Now, you sort of forgot about that, and you go, oh, my God, the Dodgers are paying for championships. But that's how sports is overall.
It is. It is. And it's unique to watch how different teams go about their business. And we're watching it, right? You got some teams that can draft well and put together a good team through the draft. Then you got teams like, the Mets and the Yankees and the Dodgers, where they go spend a shit ton of money and they put together a team by just their financial strength. And then you got people, of course, that are in the middle. And it's just fun to watch, to see how these different teams do it. And all you could do is sit back and watch how it plays out. And then sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Justin, our good friend again in Massachusetts, with another $2 super chat, says Chad Tracy is the Sox interim manager. I don't know who is that. Who is that?
Oh, I kept thinking the White Sox. I don't know. Let's take a look.
The Red Sox, Chad Tracy? Don't even know who he is. Who is my favorite Giant of all time? It's going to have to be Will Clark. I grew up with Will Clark, right? To a certain extent. I mean, I love that guy. I love watching that guy play. And as far as the HBO documentary, it was fantastic. Fryer,
is Chad Tracy the interim manager of the Red Sox, the former player who played on about 35 different teams?
No, I'm not sure. Wasn't he a manager at one time to Chad Tracy? I can't remember, man. I don't recall.
Yeah, it does say it is him. He is breaking the manager. I mean, he is the interim manager. Wow, I remember him a couple of years ago. He was voted the best prospect to be a manager. Well, you got to do what you got to do. And again, the one thing is, you bring up Will Clark. I bet you most of the guys in the chat would say the freak, mad bum. It's weird because depending on who you followed, probably your first 5 to 10 years being a Giants fan, that's where your favorite player is going to be. Eric, it's baseball. Everyone has a different preference.
Yeah, absolutely. Why isn't Will Clark in the Hall of Fame? If you know the answer to that question, I would like to know. Because he's deserving. I don't know why he isn't. Is it because of his home runs? He didn't hit enough home runs. That's the thing, man. Especially, I don't know if it's necessarily that way. It might still be. But when you have the baseball writers, they look at milestone numbers rather than taking the totality of what the guy's work was. They look at how many home runs did he have? How many wins did the pitcher have? Don't you think that's unfair to a starting pitcher?
Yeah, and I also think the genre he played in was a lot tougher. You got to remember, him and Mark Grace, when the Giants played the Cubs, where there was no wild card, were two of the most amazing NLCS series ever. I think, if I remember right, before he got the big hit off the Wild thing, he, I believe, was like 11 for 17.
Dude, he was batting like 400 or something. Wasn't he batting like
11 for 17, 4 homers, like 12 RBIs. Mark Grace, I think, even had better stats, but in losing effort, but he got him to the World Series. So, and again, recently, the Hall of Fame has sort of been a joke where they're letting guys in. And I think the problem is, and this is even more of a reason why Will Clark's not in, is it used to be the Hall of Fame where guys were the best of the best. Now they've opened the door. So why wouldn't someone like Will Clark? I mean, my God, he first pitch, second pitch he ever saw off Nolan Ryan, a Hall of Famer, he hit a homer in the Astrodome. The guy constantly was batting 300 or more. And I think it's, one of those things where it's hard because the last couple of years, I mean, yeah, you're going to have someone like Griffey, you're going to have Ichiro, but Will Clark is probably like a level below them. Why he doesn't belong in there, I don't know. Maybe it comes how many World Series rings. It's weird because what makes you a Hall of Famer these days, Eric, I think is the question. Because,
yeah,
it's one of those things. Some guys, the recent couple guys got in, and I go, "Are you kidding me? He's not a Hall of Famer." But that's just me. And again, everyone's a different opinion because we're not sure who really decides who gets in the Hall of Fame. It's not like
writers,
NFL baseball writers. So, and again, we don't know how Will Clark was with the press. We only saw him as a player. Maybe he didn't get along. Maybe there was a problem when he went to Texas. We just don't know. But he's definitely, of all probably the Giants in the last 25 years, if you take away Barry, he's definitely deserving.
There you go. Justin donates another $2. Tracy was the Woo Sox manager in the minors. Well, there you go.
Former player.
That's what they're doing. All right, let's see what we got. Wasteland, look at that. I own Willie Mays' 600th home run jersey. It's framed in my office. Holy crap, what the hell?
Nice.
What the hell? Ah, interesting. Interesting.
And
Wow.
what's funny, I remember the 600th homer, if I remember right, was at Candlestick. And if you watch the previews, there's no center field.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful ballpark when it wasn't enclosed. Very similar to the Oakland Coliseum. It was a beautiful ballpark when center field is open. It was the same thing with a Candlestick, and then they closed it all in, and then it just was, of course, a different beast. Steven says, "What's good to everyone?" It says, "Stoked that the Bats woke up." He's going to be at the game tomorrow. Hey, hopefully you could go out there and see a series win. You're going to see a good pitching matchup. You got Landon Roop.
Good giveaway tomorrow for kids. They got the flip up sunglasses that you use when you're in the outfield.
Yeah, I saw that.
Get there early.
Exactly. I got to see Landon Roop pitch on Tuesday. He had a good outing except for that fourth inning, man. He got all of us nervous. Was able to get through it and then had a solid fifth and was able to get the win. So that was nice against the dreaded Dodgers. Man, I hope get us a win tomorrow, Steve. Come on, man. Come on.
And then come on the show. Tell us what you got. Show us what the giveaway looks like. Show us at the game.
Yeah, I know it's a pain in the ass to try to probably get on the show. I don't know where you live, Steven. I don't know if you're close, because we go on, a few minutes after the final out. So I don't know how you'll be able to tune in. Again, you may have to be driving home or whatever. So, all right, let's see what we got here. LA Giants fan. No, it's early. Like to see what happens, but this team gives me 500 vibes. Hey, I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there. Oh, he's in Bakersfield. Holy crap. All right, you ain't going to be home for another 3 hours, right? Something, or Mayo, 2 to 3 hours. Holy moly, man. Holy moly, Bakersfield. I don't have kind things to say about Bakersfield, man. I'm sorry, man. I hate stopping by. Anytime we drove to Disneyland, I always avoided Bakersfield. I just didn't like it, but it is what it is, man. I'm not trying to make fun of where you live. It's just Bakersfield. Ugh. But to answer LA Giants fan, they may be. We don't know, man. Let's see how it plays out. That's what I keep saying, just to see how it plays out. They could be. They very well could be a 500 team, and they may not, and it could be either way. So let's see what happens. Jay, what's up? There's our good friend Jay from Santa Cruz. My cousin called us as the game was ending, so I have to watch the replay. Good game. Some offensive prowess. Ray did pretty well, even though lots of three. I'll take the W. Yep. Pretty much.
Right on.
Everything we talked about already. Way in Richmond, man. Richmond ain't much better than Bakersfield, man. I'm sorry, man. Oh man, those are rough cities, man. Again, it's been a while. I think I drove through Richmond when I had to go to the VA, and then when we went. Matter of fact, when we went to the Tommies, we drove through Richmond. We took the Richmond Bridge because it was much easier to come over to Golden Gate to get to Tommy's than it was to try to go over the Bay Bridge because it was a mess. Well, they had that parade. Remember that day? Wasn't it the Patrick's Day parade?
So your main exit was like basically closed, so you had to go a different way.
Yeah, we had to go. And honestly, we got there right on time, so it worked out
Perfect.
It worked out perfectly. Exactly. I did the same thing. Thank God where I live, I don't have to get gas in Richmond. I could get there and get back and not have to worry about filling up anywhere. My goodness. All right, let's see what else we got here. I think we covered everything.
Yeah,
Lou. I mean, I'm trying to think. I don't want to leave anyone out.
Tomorrow for
Landon Max Meyer. Matter of fact, let me bring that up. I want to see what his numbers looks like. Let me just see.
Yeah, I saw somebody in the chat talk about San Diego, Arizona. They're doing a very unique 2-game series in Mexico City again.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, one of those. So, I
that
know
wasn't
right now, Arizona.
The ball flies. Remember when they who was it?
Yankees and Red Sox. It was like 21-19 or something.
No, the Giants. Who did they play? Was it Arizona? Right? Didn't they play Arizona?
Oh, I don't remember the Giants playing in Mexico City. They also
they did.
I remember they played in Alabama.
It was in 2023, 2024. Okay. The Giants played there, and I can't remember. I could have sworn it was the Diamondbacks that they played. If I'm wrong, I do know it was 100%.
Okay.
Now
we know where Aaron's going to be tonight.
Remember, because Kapler got lost getting to the ballpark, and everybody had the case of the diarrheas.
I remember that now. The more I think about that, so we know where Aaron will be tonight. Aaron, way to pick up a nice night, churro night. I wonder exactly.
Hey, right on, dude.
Unlimited churros, seeing the single A team. That sounds fun.
Woo, boy.
Great weather down there, too.
Yeah, no kidding. It's been cloud. I don't know how it is over there. It looks threatening, but it's just very overcast today. So Max Meyer, let's see. His record is 1-0 with a 3.9 ERA. 25 innings pitched with 28 strikeouts. Let's see what he's done. He played St. Louis last. He went 5 1/3, gave up 3 hits, 2 earned, 8 strikeouts. Against Atlanta, he went 5 innings, gave up 5 hits, 3 earned with 5 strikeouts. Cincinnati went 5 innings. He looks like he just goes 5. Gave up 4 hits, 4 strikeouts. So we'll see. Seems like a decent pitcher. His pitch count, let's see. His last game went 91, and then 82, 87, 89, 81. So he's right there in the to the high 80s to the low 90s as far as pitch count. So there you go.
We all know the Giants struggle against a pitcher they've never gone against. So
and I don't know. And I don't know if any of the Giants have faced him. I don't know if we faced them last year or not during the matchups. So we'll see how it all works out. He's not a horrible pitcher, but he's also not like lights out. But who knows? On any given day, right, Lou? I mean, he could go out there and pitch a freaking perfect game if he wants to, or he could get shelled. So we'll see what happens.
Baseball.
Yeah, exactly. And then, of course, for the Giants, Landon Roop, man, that's the guy. If you want to go get a series win, that's the guy I want on the mound. Right now, at this particular time of the season, I want Landon Roop on the mound to go out there and get a series win. The guy, I'm telling you, man, he's a bulldog. I love it. I love it, man. And the work's going to be cut out for him because the Miami Marlins, they don't mess around. They don't go outside the zone. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they said it on the broadcast last night that the Marlins are the best team in the majors with batting average.
Yeah, all around.
I mean, that tells me they have an approach and they don't deviate from it, at least early in the season. So Landon Roop, he's going to have to make sure he locates. Maybe he could get him because he's got that devastating curveball. That curveball is nasty, and that changeup against lefties, it just tails away from a lefty. So if he's able to locate that, then the Giants have a good chance in taking that game. Again, still got to go out there and hit. So we'll see how it is. Says you ever stop in Bakersfield, eat at Luigi's? Incredible food on Sundays. They do tri-tip sandwiches. Those are good. Lou, tri-tip sandwiches are pretty damn good, man. Woo. Said Baseball Savant says he's a ground ball pitcher. All right, we'll see. Looks like he gets the strikeout too, so we'll see how that all works out for the Giants tomorrow. All right, anyways, guys, tomorrow, Giants. What time is the game tomorrow? I'm guessing it's another afternoon game, right? Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, same time. So we'll be back at the same time, same bat
Right around 4
channel.
o'clock.
Yeah.
Exactly. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Yeah.
Again,
so hopefully
Landon
we're
Root-
talking about a series win.
Yes, right. And then day off on Monday, and then they travel to Philly. Who do they play after? Oh yeah, Tampa Bay. So let's see.
It's gonna be tough.
It's not going to be easy, right?
No.
And look, so even if you play a team that's not playing that good, you still should not take it for granted that it's going to be easy going. You got to go out there and you got to play your game.
It's always tough on the road, no matter who you play.
That's a fact.
Yep.
All right, guys. So again, tomorrow, Landon Roop against Max Meyer should be a fun matchup. Let's go out there and get a series win. Lou, thanks for hanging out, and we'll be back tomorrow afternoon, and we'll do it all over again. Let's go get that series win. Woo!
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.